Hello everyone, how are we all doing? So, the latest update on the waste of spending by the Irish state, along with two other things, and many other things too, every day of the week there's something, let's put it that way. I would love to be able to look at all the records of the Irish government, because imagine looking at it even just for a month. It must be nearly 3 or 4 billion, million euro a month that's going down the drain on these senseless projects. And it takes the grid media for putting this out. Because OT are nowhere to be found. Because again, it's quite insane. Again, we're not talking about 50 jeeps. We're only talking about 2 jeeps of the Irish Army. First of all, just to say in the Irish Army Defence Forces, there's not the huge. We only have 0.2% of our GDP spent. Even GDP's doesn't make much sense. GDP, but anyway, long story short, the Irish Defence Forces spending is not that much. It's only about €1 billion, which is not that much again because a lot of the equipment and stuff is old fashioned and needs to be modernised. But anyway, the Defence Forces in the Department of Defence is not the Defence Forces itself. It's the Department of Defence that tells them to do this. In the infinite wisdom, let's just spend 300,000 to convert 2 jeeps from diesel to electric. Now, first of all, many issues here. As we see in Russian-Ukraine war, it's not the Russian army and the Ukrainian army is not going around in green tanks and stuff with green energy and stuff, charging tanks and stuff. That doesn't exist. But yeah, jeeps and stuff. It makes sense if if there's a war in the morning, you have time to charge your jeep and stuff. It doesn't make much logical sense. In many militaries, it's the same in the United States and the United Kingdom. It doesn't make much sense to have military equipment that's on electric, on a battery, compared to the diesel and petrol. Because obviously in the war tones, if you're in a war situation, you don't have time to charge the Land Rovers or the Jeeps. It doesn't make much sense. But long story short, that doesn't make any sense in this country. But yeah, so they're doing this for €300,000. This is only 2 Jeeps. So imagine if they had to convert the whole Irish Army Jeeps and all the vehicles in the Irish Army. We'd be looking at, God only knows how much. But it doesn't make much sense. First of all, the idiots for doing this. First of all. It's quite insane, but it just goes to show you the waste of the military spending too. Like if we looked at the Department of Defence itself, we only have, as I say, it's only 0.2 of GDP that's spent on Irish defence. About that, maybe a bit more now. But what I'm trying to say is there's a very limited supply of money in terms of the sourcing equipment for the state in terms of military. Like we don't even have fighter jets, we don't have anything like that. We're getting radar and we're getting sonar now for our ships. We should have had them a long time ago, but you know what I'm saying. For years, the Irish Defence Forces literally had no budget really in a way. 0.2% of GDP is in terms of Ireland is not much at all compared to other countries which are 1 or 2% of GDP and stuff like that. Ireland was 0.2 or at 1.0.4. Maybe it's going up now. It's probably near 1% now, but still at the same time, it's not that much money because it's only about €1 billion now in defence spending, and especially because again, there's been no modernisation since probably the 90s. That's the last time the Irish Defence Forces kind of been modernised a bit, because we don't, as I say, have any fighters. We have nothing pretty much to defend the state with. So yeah, perfect example. But yeah, so we come on to the next thing. Isn't it great? 910,000 spent in 11 cars. It gets at least you're getting 11 cars here compared to 2 cars. But yes, this is from the president, for the Taoiseach, close ministers. Very expensive cars. You think they would just give them a fucking Mini? Why do they have the gold Audi doll cars? Doesn't make any sense. But it's only for the last 12 months. It's quite insane. It really should be at their own expense, these cars and these Garda drivers, they should be at their own expense, these TDs, and no, not these TDs, but these office holders like the President and the Taoiseach. If they want to pay themselves for a private security person to have driving their car, they can do it. But not even that. They should drive their own fucking cars. Excuse my language, but that's what they should do, because it's all fucking stupid how these fuckers get big, likely cars and stuff, all on the tax basis, but not a penny they have to pay. But it's not fair. It isn't fair on the only Joe who's struggling to pay. I know so many young people who are paying a huge amount in petrol and diesel to try and get their car on the road, NCT, you name it. And they're young people starting out in life and they're getting fucking obliterated by the Irish state because of the carbon tax and stuff like that. And not a word about it, but these fuckers can go driving around the fucking country, all on the tax bill. Of course, the petrol. We don't even know how much they spent on petrol. That's probably another million or two on the petrol. So it's a handy life, isn't it? We should all become fucking Garda drivers, because then they have to pay the Garda driver and stuff. Like, it's fucking ludicrous. If you excuse my language, but it is fucking stupid. The same as this is stupid too. Because they probably were looking forward to all the Irish Army Jeeps. And then if there was a war in the morning we were out in the Golan Heights or Lebanon and stuff like that, you know, how are they supposed to charge it there? Especially if they're under attack, because again, when you're in the Middle East or you're in any country peacekeeping, you could be attacked at any moment. Anything could happen. And again, having electric Jeeps is not going to probably help you, unfortunately. But anyway, let me know what you think, subscribe for more, and bye.